Hello everyone, it's Nick here. We're going to look at a Formula 1 game on the Commodore 64. Yes, it's Grand Prix Circuit by Accolade from 1988. Always have quite impressive intro scenes. I've already reviewed this on the Amiga, which was brilliant, the Spectrum, which wasn't brilliant, and it also came out on the Amstrad CPC, which I've never seen. In this game you can take either a Williams, a Ferrari or a McLaren over a practice session, a single race or a championship circuit. There's 5 levels of difficulty starting from beginner. We'll probably put it in the middle, I'd imagine. I think you still have manual gears then. By the same people that brought us Test Drive and Test Drive 2. Maybe I could put it on Pro, but this is the first time I've played it. We'll keep it on 3 laps, we'll keep the driver's name to Accolade, why not, and we'll go in a championship. Let's see how this one goes. Now, I will pick the Ferrari. I think that's supposed to have the best handling, but the Williams, Ferrari, McLaren, the best teams at the time, around about 1988. They do have different characteristics, of course, McLaren being the quickest in this, but Ferrari handles a little bit better. So, in the championships, we'll qualify and then we'll race. There's 8 races in the championship. No, don't worry, we won't do all of them. We'll just do maybe a couple. This game doesn't have a proper Formula 1 licence. Oh, I like that effect. Look at that, driving out the garage. That is cool. Yes, doesn't have a Formula 1 licence this. All the drivers' names in the game will be made up. No option to alter them. So just pretend they're people like Alain Prost, Nigel Mansell, Piquet and Ayrton Senna. There's the 8 race championship in this. So we start at Brazil. We might do Monaco afterwards, depending on how much time it's taken us. Why not? And it looks like there's a load and save feature, so you don't have to do it all in one go, which is a bit of a bonus. Brazil. We're off to Brazil in our Scarlet Red Ferrari. I'm a McLaren fan, but we're going to take a McLaren fan, did I say? I'm not a cake. I'm a McLaren fan, but we'll drive this Ferrari because it handles better. So there's a map up the top. We're qualifying. Let's go around as quickly as we can. It's a 1-lap shootout from a standing start, it seems, which is unusual for qualifying. Go! Oh, nice engine sounds for a 6-bit machine. Whoa, this is a bit slippery. Let's go, let's go. Already better than the Spectrum version. I do like the frame rate on this. Oh man, I am going to take some rather unusual lines around here. You see that red dot there on the steering wheel? That's related to my joystick movements. Right, okay. So forward to accelerate, backward to decelerate. It is on it is on automatic gears. This perhaps I should have put it on manual on a higher difficulty, but we'll see where I qualify. But this car's all over the place, and I am quite enjoying this actually. It's going to be interesting to see how it plays with other cars on the track. I'm not sure how much damage the car can take when you crash off the side or bump into other things. Does it look like Interlagos in Brazil? Well, it's not as undulated, so there's no undulation on this, which I can see. It looks flat as a pancake, but I can't blame it for that because this is in 1988, although some games did attempt it. But this is showing good speed. By modern day standards, the frame rate is terrible, but from standards of 1988, this is pretty good. I like it. I mean, the Amiga version is better, but you can see where, you can see where this come from here. Go Ferrari, go. So if you're watching Ferrari and you want to replace Kimi Raikkonen, then I'm here. Look at this skill. Excellent. Now, I've dated the video now by mentioning Kimi Raikkonen. This is being recorded in the year 2018. Are you in the future? If so, comment and say hello. How are Ferrari doing at the moment? Hopefully my beloved McLaren are back at the front of the grid and haven't gone bankrupt. Right, okay, so my lap time was 1 minute 20.91, was that? And that puts me, well, 4th. 4th place, okay. So maybe I did get the difficulty right then. Not pole position, but on the 2nd row of the grid. So we're determined on a good start here. Right, it's a yellow car in front of me. Don't know what that is. Get ready for a good start. Look at the map. Right, we're off. There's a green car to my left. Just give him a wide berth. I'm past him. Past that fellow. What a start! I'm straight into the lead here. I'm that... Well, if you look on the map, I'm that big yellow block. The other opponents are the white cars. So I'm straight into the lead somehow. Let's see if I can maintain it. It might be that I'm quicker on the first bit of the lap and they're quicker than me on the second bit of the lap. Car's drifting a little bit. Maybe took that bit quick. Whoa, and cutting alarmingly bad. Right, down this straight. On the map, very tight corner here. Another straight and then another tight corner to my right. It's going to go to the left after this, I think, looking at the map. And then we've got a tight horseshoe bend or first gear chicane. Go, go, go. I've got a massive lead on that map. Look at that. This is lap 1. Perhaps they've had a crash or something. Look at that. I must be about 8 seconds clear. Maybe more. In hindsight, I should have put this on the most difficult mode. So if you're used to Accolade racing games in general, whack this up to the most difficult mode straight away. It'll give you a bit of a challenge. So it looks like my main thing now is just trying to keep the car on the road and it not blowing up. Don't blow up, car. Very high pitch, this Ferrari. No pit radio, which I wouldn't expect it from an 8-bit game. But as 8-bit racing games go, from cockpit view, this is brilliant. There were quite a lot of games where it tends to be chase views. To have a cockpit view done well is great. Now, I'm still learning about Commodore 64 games. I've got a wealth of knowledge about Spectrum games, of course. But if you know any good other cockpit games for me to try out or put on the list to review, then please comment below and let me know about it. But I'd wager this is one of the best cockpit view Formula 1 games, surely. Right, 1 minute 32, so a lot slower than my qualifying time. Takes it really wide. Look at the gap between the yellow block on the map and the white dots, which the opponents there. I don't think I'm going to lap any of them, but I'm going to come quite close. This is back in the day when the championship was a lot less. It's got 8 races in this championship. I'm sure there was more back then, like 10 maybe. Now money has taken over Formula 1 massively. I mean, it was always there before, but now it's got ridiculous, so now you've got plus 20 races. Just getting stupid. I don't know how the smaller teams compete, to be honest. Well, they don't. That's why there's only about 8 or 9 teams on the grid, maybe less. Right, I'm getting into a rhythm here. Just looking at the horizon now. There's some mountains. Are they the Sugarloaf Mountains in Brazil? Maybe that was what they're aiming for. Now, it's Monaco after this. My benchmark of how good a Formula 1 game is really how accurately they've done Monaco. Some people do it better than others. Now, I'm guessing for a game of this era that there's going to be grass either side and not too many buildings, and they're just going to try and copy the layout. Be interested to see if they attempt to do the tunnel or not, Accolade. Accolade did like a good tunnel in a lot of their games, so I'm hoping they've at least attempted it. 3 laps this is. Don't think I could do a whole Grand Prix like this without my ears bleeding, but it is sufficient actually. It's not too bad as engine noises go. The Spectrum version, once you went in the high gear, it made a really grating high-pitched sound. Do check out my review of the Spectrum version of that. Lap 3, last lap. Not going to lap anyone, but I got a huge... Oh no! Huge gap, I was going to say, before you complete that sentence for me and be rude, which I'm sure you wouldn't be. Right, I'm all over the place. There's a line down the middle of the road, which I don't like for a main circuit. I mean, street circuits like Monaco and Spa, maybe, it's fine to have that line down the middle, but other tracks, they don't need that line down the middle. But it does give you a sense of speed, as well as the rumble strips either side. So I can see why they did it. It looks like there's a rumble strip around the whole course here, rather than just the corners. Not really clipping the apexes here. I don't know if it saves you a lot of time. Now, I'm really looking forward to seeing the other Accolade games on the Commodore 64, which I loved on the Amiga. Most notably Test Drive and Test Drive 2. There was Test Drive 3, but that was just on the PCs, and I don't think it was that good, to be honest. And then the series went elsewhere, went a bit Need for Speed-ish, or did it turn into Need for Speed anyway? It was in that sort of ilk. I like the old school ones the best, really. Right, can't have too long left to go. About half a lap to go, have I? Few corners, but there's no way I'm going to lose unless the car crashes. And if it does crash, then it's not my fault. I don't think you can get flat tyres. I wonder if you can make a pit stop in this. I might try and do a pit stop in a later race. See what happens there. Round the corner we go. Say goodbye to the Sugarloaf Mountains soon. You'll see occasionally there's banners up or signposts saying 100 or 200. That tells us how long there is to the next corner. But you can glance out on the map and see that. So this game is doing a lot. Boom. A movable map. Lots of other cars to race against. Brilliant. End of race, and I've won that quite easily. How many points did one get for winning a Grand Prix in these days? Let's find out. There's a blue bar going up on the right, which is the loading time, I presume. I will edit a few of these loading times down. Accolade. 9 points for a win. That's odd. Why not 10 points? So the first 6 cars score points. In the modern day, it's 10, isn't it, to score points? This time it was 6. Nigel Levin's 8th. Who's Nigel Levins? If you are Nigel Levins, comment below. Accolade, I can change that if I want. So that is my time, my best lap time, I think, or average lap time, 1:28.71. That's not bad considering my first lap was in the 30s. And yeah, come on, let's give Monaco a go. We won't go to Canada, but we'll give Monaco a good old go. If you're playing a Formula 1 game, you've got to try out Monaco if it's there, and all of them should include Monaco, or it's not Formula 1. This wasn't licensed by the FIA. Right, here we go. Qualifying, as I say, it is as I suspected. There's grass either side. There's no buildings or harbour, so essentially it's just a circuit. I'm trying to copy the layout of Monaco. Now I seem to remember a longer straight before the first corner in Monaco, and then this bit all went uphill. It curved a little bit to the right then the left. This looks dead straight. Yeah, so this isn't uphill. Whoops. Now this be a tight right. Now you see on TV your Formula 1 cars, they go round like a manhole cover here to get round it. That's not there. Tight right. Then it goes down to like a casino square or rascas. And that's not really copied that well either. This turns, I think, round into the tunnel. And they have done the tunnel. Well done, Accolade. Well done. That was a bit different, that corner. I think they cut a corner out. Down here. Then it's coming through to like the swimming pool complex. I'm starting to lose the thread of where I am now on the track. Okay. I think they do about 1:10s, do they, in Monaco now? 1:11s. Back in the day, 88, I think it was like 1:19 or 18, something like that. But if I drove like this in Monaco, I think I'd soon be heavily injured. That reminds me when I did the Formula 1 blundering series on a game on PlayStation 3 from Codemasters 2010. The worst race I did was Monaco, and I was in an alarming crash then. If you're into PlayStation 3 games, Formula 1, check out that blundering series. Right, 1:14 is that? That's not too bad. Where does that get us? 5th place. Not as good as Brazil, but in 5th place. And it's supposed to be really difficult to overtake in Monaco. We'll see if I can get to the front by the first corner. Right, let's see. Don't crash into anyone. Bide your time. The cars look a little bit blurry here, the opponents. Can't really hear them. Right. Can we get past these people? Not really driving in a straight line. Round the corner. Up. Yeah, that car went straight through me. That was a bit weird. They're a bit see-through, these cars. Yeah, that's weird. So the cars do disappear underneath you. So the one bad bit about this game is the opponents. They don't really seem like they're there. They're ghost cars in essence. Anyway, let's leave them behind. Let's do a few laps of Monaco. Then we'll say bon voyage. Haven't gone past any yachts. Can't see the harbour at all. So that's not here in this Monaco race. That'd have been quite easy to do. Go past a patch of blue. Maybe a few token boats. But they haven't got those at all. So it's Monaco in essence. I'm being a little bit harsh on it. Back in the day, this would have been great. The Amiga version is a good upgrade on this. Don't think it came out on the Atari ST. Good. So yeah, I've got to look at test drive, haven't I, soon? Whoa! A choice of 3 cars is a nice option. In test drive 2, at least, you get a choice. Well, you get a choice of 2 there. And in the original test drive, there was a choice of 5. I wonder if you get the scenery discs with... I don't think they would have done it, would they? The scenery discs with Test Drive 2 on the... I'm saying Test Drive 2 on the Commodore 64. It might not have been released. Who knows? Power it. Down there. So that's 1 lap done of Monaco. 1:15. Whoops. Yeah, that would have been me out of the race or down a side turning. Have a look at the map there. The yellow block is miles ahead of anyone else. So the cars are a lot quicker in qualifying than they are in the actual race, which is interesting. Whoops, going very wide there. Very wide, but it's not going to make a difference. Just don't go off onto the side and create wreckage. I'm not sure the car can get damaged in this setting. Certainly handling okay. Can't see the nose of the car. Those rear view mirrors, they're good, so that's a good thing to see. I wonder if this is one of the first games on the Commodore 64, or maybe only games that you have those side mirrors. That looks excellent. Look at that. I mean, that's awesome how they programmed that. So with 64K, a lot is going on. Left mirror, right mirror. Can't stop glancing at them now. That'd be good on the most difficult mode, I think, if you've got cars trying to overtake you. But as I say, they could have been coded a little bit better. Looks like overtaking them is fairly easy. So, looks like you can just drive through them practically. Keep your foot on the accelerator. Lap 2, so 1 lap to go. Something astonishing will have to happen here. I might even be able to lap a car. Have a look at that white dot ahead of me. Let's go into the pits actually. We could probably do a pit stop. Oh man, we shouldn't have come in here. There's no pits. Maybe if you stop you could do a pit stop and change the tyres. But anyway, I probably had enough time to stop and change tyres if that is an option and get out again. But it's certainly not happening. Right, well this is like a victory lap really. But don't be too cocky. I remember when Ayrton Senna was miles in the lead of one of the Monaco Grand Prix and then crashed. I think the lead changed about 4 times on the last few laps, I think. People kept crashing or going out. Murray Walker was very excited. He was the commentator. If you're not sure who Murray Walker is, but if you know about Formula 1 and been into it any time, whoa, we are lapping people. You'll know who Murray Walker is. Yeah, it's never been so easy to overtake in Monaco than in this game. I think all tracks is equal difficulty to overtake. The cut on the inside. No, you can overtake anywhere you want here in Monaco. Inside, a very wide track, very un-Monaco-ish, but you know, it gives you tracks. As a kid, I would have really liked this game. Good stuff, would have kept me going quite a while. Animates quite well. It's good. It's good. I'm giving this a big thumbs up. I've been playing it quite a while, but we won't be doing Canada after that, which I presume is the Montreal track. Did you have this one on any version? Let me know what you thought about it. Boom! Let's collect our points. It's the end of the race. No national anthems here. Play your own national anthem if you've got it on tape. No, not tape. That's making me sound old. On an MP4 thing. Well done. I win again. Another 9 points. I think on this mode, I'm quite safe to say I'd go through the whole championship winning them all. So yes, up the difficulty. So you've got to manual gears, which is you say extra to think about. Circuit de Monaco. Accolade, there's my average time, 1 minute 14.44, which isn't bad. About 3 seconds off the times they do nowadays. And it certainly was quicker than the Monaco lap times of then, I think. Nick, there we go. Well, you know, I think we'll leave that one there. Hope you liked having a look at that. That was Grand Prix Circuit on the Commodore 64, published by Accolade in 1988. A game that I really like. If you've got any comments about that game, any similar Formula 1 games, then let me know. If you haven't subscribed already, please consider doing so, because that really helps a great deal. If you want to help it that bit more, there's patreon.com/mjenkin. Every bit really does help. Until next time, take great care of yourself and have very fun. Goodbye.
Goodbye.